Hello grade 11s. Today I'm looking at page 78 of your workbooks, the second question of the section on interpenetration and developments. Here we've got a square as the main pipe and we've got a square as the branch pipe. Once again, they've given you the front and the top view. Remember, we're not going to be able to see the curve of interpenetration here, so they're going to ask you to do the left view, and it's asked you to develop both of the prisms. So I'm going to start by drawing the given views. They've given me a start point of S. What I'm going to do at S is I'm going to draw a circle with a diameter of 38, and once I've done that circle, I project tangents at 45 degrees to get that shape. There is the outline of my shape for the top view, and now I need to go and construct the branch pipe so that I can get these measurements in the top view. I'm now projecting my height dimensions across, and I'm going to project a 45-degree line from the edge of my front view, project my lines across and take them up. At the same time, I'm just going to label the different parts of my branch pipe and main pipe. So I'm going to label the outside So if we follow those up, this would be point A at the top as well, B, this is C as well, and D. If we follow our pipe down here, there's the 2 points of 1, 2, this is 3 as well, and 4. So I've labelled everything now, and I've now projected my height dimensions across, and I will now follow those points up. Let's start by taking the main prism first. So when we're going to take the main prism, here is point A, and because the prism is the same at the base to the top, that would give me point A. Here is point B and D. Here is point C, which is also one of the cutting points for 1 and 3. So that is the outline of my main cylinder. Some of this will change where our branch pipe fits in. Now, doing the branch pipe, I'm going to look at my points now, taking them up, and I've just labeled my horizontal lines. Remember, what I'm looking for is the theory of 2 points, a horizontal line and where the vertical line intersects to give us the point. So the easiest one we're going to do is this point here, because all of those points are at the edge of our branch pipe. So there's all the points 1, 2, 3 and 4 along that edge. Now let's find where the highest point touches. Now if we think about it, the highest point is point 1, and it touches at the edge of our cylinder. Okay, so point 1 and 3 along this line. So there is my point 1 intersection. Correspondingly, that is also my point 3 intersection. Right, because point 1 and point 3 are hitting at point C. Our last point is point 2 and 4. They're on the same height level, and they need to be on the same width level. So we're going to project up point 2 and 4. and that would be point 2 and 4, even though we can't see both of them. So obviously joining this up to get the curve of interpenetration, I would go from 1 to 2 to 3. If you could have in hidden detail going back to 4, obviously that's on the given line now and we can't actually see that. I'm now going to go over this in an outline. So here's point 1 joining to point 2. Joining to point 3. And that gives us our outline and the curve of interpenetration for this drawing. Now if we develop this shape, the best option, as we did in question 77, we project the height and we develop our main pipe parallel to our front and our left view because we can get the height measurements. And in the top view we would project our branch pipe parallel to the width measurement here. If we do a quick calculation, what we need to understand is that the length of our side of our main pipe was 38 and we need 4 sides. So that's going to give us a measurement of 52. Now if we check that, you'll notice that that distance of 152 doesn't fit in here. So what you'd have to probably do to fit this whole shape in is then project it down the side. Unfortunately, I'm going to cheat, and what I'm going to do is I'm only going to develop the sides of the pipe that have been cut. So what I'm going to do is mark off only D, C and B, because in essence A and D would just be rectangles, and in the next two is where we'd have what our development would look like. So please just understand that I'm only doing these two edges that have got the development or the hole that's been cut by this part. So we follow the same step, and we're going to project our height dimensions, and we're going to mark off 2 length dimensions of 38. The height measurements are projected from all of the points. I'm going to label those sides, so let's call the side D, C and B. My height dimensions I've got, so that means I've got my 1 point of the theory of 2 points. I now need to find my vertical point. Now, you can never take 2 measurements off one view to get the specific point. So if we've taken off our height measurements, either if we consider this off the front view or the left view, we now need to get our width dimensions off a different view, and that's going to be the top view. So I'm going to take the common point here, which is point C. I'm going to take the distance from point C to point 4, which would be the same measurement to point 2. Go to point C in my development, mark those points off on either side, and then project those up. I project them up to hit the line 4 and 2. So there's point 2, there's point 4. The last point is actually on point C. If we remember, at point C we've got 1 and 3. So let's follow them up. At that line there would be the intersection for point 3, and this would be the intersection of point 1. If we join those up and draw an outline, we will have our development of the main pipe. There we have the completed development of the main pipe. I'm going to project the lines across here to get what our branch pipe development is going to look like. For my branch pipe I need 4 sides of 28, giving me a measurement of 112. So just as what you need for planning. So let's follow our points now. Here is point 1 and it goes to this height level. So there's point 1, which would make this the same height level on the opposite side. Then if we go to point 2, I've projected the height level for point 2 where it intersects. There's point 2. Point 3 is on the other side and on that same height level as point 1. Point 4 is at the same height level as point 2. And we can now join in the lines. The lines going from the base to where the point is will be a dark line because it indicates the fold along the shape. There you have the development of the branch pipe, and that is drawing on page 78 complete.